Yo, it's Elliot with Yo Elliot. You got strength questions and I got your answer. Yo, Elliot. Today we got a great question from our buddy who wants to know how he can train hard all of the time. Check him out.
There it starts. Yo Elliot, started off with, I'm a huge fan, watch your videos kind of like religiously, I guess. I got it all hooked up, so anytime you load something on it, boop on my phone, it's like, oh yeah, I'm like, anyway. But I was gonna ask you something, because I know that some people, they got a problem with, oh, I don't have motivation to go to the gym, or I don't have motivation once I get in the gym. I was lucky. I'm lucky. I'm not like that. I'm a gym room junkie. I quite literally need it to really function in my day-to-day life. If I don't get at least 45 minutes in, I can't do it. And I gotta do it every single day. Otherwise, that entire day I just feel depressed. I can barely eat, or I just crazy overeat. I'm agitated all the time. I need that. That's my stress release, I guess. And people have suggested like deloading, where I just go in there and just do really light workouts to not overwork my body, but I can't do that because I need to really, I need to work hard, and I can't half-ass it. So, I was wondering, is there any kind of a workout routine where I can work hard on the muscles, because I'm pretty much doing like a 3-day split right now with cardio in between. I can work the muscles hard, and every single day, and then not just tear the crap out of my joints and overtrain and all that. Any help at all would be appreciated. Thanks.
Cool, man. Thanks for your question. So it sounds like you're a little bit like me. You're a highly charged individual, which means you've got to find ways to discharge all of that energy. You are lucky in that you're not one of the people who have low charge. Low charge people have to find motivation. They have to find ways to charge their body, to charge their psyche, to charge their bioenergy so they can go and do stuff. Guys like you and I have a tendency to be really charged up, and we always have to do stuff. Otherwise, we get anxious. So I can totally relate. Now, what I want to share with you are a few different ways to discharge. You mentioned training in the gym. Now, there are multiple different ways to train in the gym. First, I want to make that point. But what I want to do is I want to share with you a few different ways in and outside of the gym that you can discharge all this energy so that you don't have to beat yourself up in the same fashion from week to week and totally burn out if that ever, becomes a situation. The very first one is the one that you're probably engaged in, which is bodybuilding type training in the gym. So it's muscular discharge. You're going in there and you're pounding lots of reps, you're getting sore in your muscle, you're getting a sick pump, and you're discharging through the muscle in that fashion. That's good. You can continue to do that, but rotate in strength training or nervous system discharge. This is where you're doing things like powerlifting, lifting really heavy for singles, or doing some sort of Olympic lifting, where you, or even plyometrics, where you have to really explode with your training. So you want to make sure that you rotate that in also. If you do a week of, or a few weeks or a phase of bodybuilding, throw in some powerlifting or Olympic lifting, plyometric, power development, discharge exercises so that you can discharge through the nervous system and give your muscular system a break. Also, throughout most of these exercise programs that you're following, as well as athletes who are like triathletes and marathon runners that do long distance type exercises, they're getting metabolic release. They're discharging metabolically. This is why they say that runners get something like that they call a runner's high. This is basically where they charge until they hit that runner's high, where like their body just feels tingly, they feel happy, they're full of energy, they feel light again because their body has reached a point of climax where it now starts releasing hormones that give them that high, that good feeling. You get a lot of that too with your strength and your nervous system training, but this is just another form. You might want to throw some of that in or rotate it in also. Finally, there's bioenergetic discharge. This is discharging emotionally. This is where you're laughing. Have you ever laughed so hard that you cry, you're like, your whole body goes into convulsions and you completely let loose in that laughing? And afterwards, what do? And you could totally lay down and don't get it. It's like you just had sex. You just came, so you can completely just relax and take it easy. After laughing, as crazy as that is, because that's a bioenergetic discharge. There's also crying, which is a bioenergetic discharge, which is like if you've ever really sobbed for, you know, your dog died or something really tragic happened and you just completely let loose and started crying. That's a bioenergetic discharge. Also, if you are having anger outbursts, you know, that's a bioenergetic discharge. Now, in our society, bioenergetic discharge is kind of suppressed. I mean, nobody really laughs that hard anymore unless you smoke weed and watch like old comedies. And crying, especially if you're a boy, is like, shut that shit down, you don't cry. And anger has to be suppressed, otherwise we wouldn't get along in our society. So anger is constantly suppressed, not to mention sexual suppression, which is another form of bioenergetic or orgastic release. So all those bioenergetic forms of discharge are also being trapped, and you need to have that release. That's why I've been teaching you guys over the course of the past few weeks, and I'll be doing far more in the future, bioenergetic or motility release exercises. One that may be helpful for a guy like you who probably has a lot of pent-up anger, which is, you know, quite typical in our society, especially since our will is usually squashed at a very early age when, you know, you want to bite or you want to throw or you want to throw a temper tantrum. So you suppress that and it's now trapped in your body and you get that anxiety because you don't get the energetic release. So one that may be very helpful to you, you could try this, is you probably don't need to charge up too much because you're already charged, but what you're going to do here is drive your elbows back and you're going to repeat a phrase that really gets you just feeling as if you are releasing the bioenergetic charge. Here's an example. Ha! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Get off me! Get off my back! Get off my back! Get off! Get off! Get off my back! Get off! Get off! Get off! Stop! Fuck you! Fuck you! So that was, I feel like I just had sex. That was a bioenergetic release, bioenergetic discharge. And for a highly charged dude like yourself and me, it may be helpful to do things like this. Ah! Every once in a while as a part of your exercise routine. All right, I'm done. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Let me know. Talk to you next time.
Yo, Elliot.